to try to make a hopefully short video here to show you how to make the cropped letter forms to put into your grid. There are a lot of tricky little ins and outs in Illustrator, and hopefully this can help to alleviate some problems. Okay, I have two artboards here in my canvas. I'm just working here in artboard 1, and I'm going to be working on layers. So these two windows are actually have sort of separated ourselves, but you can either have the windows here on the side, or you can pull them out and they will sort of exist as individual windows outside. So I'm going to put it back in here. Okay, so on my layers I've got my squares, my letter forms, and my guides. I'm going to type a letter form into my letter forms layer. So I've selected the letter forms layer. I'm going to get my type tool, and I'm just going to type a letter. So in this case, lorem ipsum type came up, but I just want one letter. I typed a letter G, and that's in the Garamond typeface. I want that letter to go in the third square here, and I'm going to make a clipping mask. So in order to get rid of the outline around the square, I want to keep them originally so I can see where the squares are, but as I can see here, I have no fill and I have an outline. I want to get rid of that outline, so I'm just going to put this little empty set slash through square into my outline, so I have no outline. Now I need to select my letter form and my square in order to make a clipping mask. So I can either do that by holding the shift key and selecting both, and you have to make sure you get nothing but those two, or you can drag what is called a little marquee, like a square, around both, and then you hit Command 7, and that makes what is called a clipping mask. As you can see, my letter form is cut off at the bottom because it's inside of the clipping mask. The easiest way to get inside of the clipping mask, there are multiple ways, but the easiest way is just to double click on the letter form. And you see here it says squares, that's the layer, and then clip group. Actually, it has gone from the letter forms layer up to the click group layer because they are both together now. And now I can click on the letter form, and if I hit shift, you always want to hit shift when you're scaling the letter forms to keep them proportional. I can scale it up. If you hover near the bottom corner, I can rotate, and of course I can move it. And then you can start to set up some formal connections between the letter forms. To get out of this, you just click away. And I'm going to show you one other thing here that you can do within the clipping mask. Let's say I wanted to change the background color to black. So a black square and a white letter. Let's go on this letter A here. So I'm going to double click the letter A. I'm going to click on the square, and this back square here, this is fill. I give it a black fill, and then I click on the letter. I can tell I've got the letter because I've got the line beneath it. And I will double click and give it a white fill, and then go back. And that's a way that I can change the color behind the letter form. So hopefully that will help just establish some of these simple letter forms.